Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome. My name is Meg, this is Vlogmas, and today I'm going over how I like to plan out and track my month. So if you don't know, now you're going to know. I am an astrology bitch. I love astrology. I study it. I'm a forever student of astrology. I really love tarot. I have a whole other channel about all that, so be sure to check it out down below, and an Instagram. All the links are down there. But I wanted to share how I like to plan out my month and like get a monthly forecast using astrology. Now, before you click off this video, I feel like there's valid information here. I'm not going to get into a debate on whether astrology is real or not, but I do like to use one of my mentors' astrology guides every month to kind of plan out and see what to expect. And I like doing this to see what resonates, what correlates, what's hitting, what's missing. And that is Annabelle Gatt. She is an incredibly talented astrologer. She is also a tarot reader. I've taken several classes under her. She writes for Vice.com, and every day she does like daily horoscopes. She just actually released an article about Christmas movies to watch based off your zodiac sign, and more importantly, what I love is her month ahead horoscopes. So what I like to do with this is that it keeps me on track for transit. So like if I notice I'm like really irritated that day, I can look at the calendar and be like, oh, okay, this is a really bad day for like communication, or like people not getting along, or there's just like a lot of heavy energy in the air right now. And we're definitely feeling that with Mars retrograde and Mercury retrograde looming around the corner yet again. So a lot of astrologers will say to read for your rising sign. You have your sun, moon, and rising. It's known as your big three. And your birth chart is essentially just a snapshot of the sky when you were born, where the planets are aligned. There's 12 different houses. So it's a 360-degree wheel. So you have your houses, and then you have your planets in your houses, and it's a map of the sky of when you were born. But there's more to you than just your sun sign. So if you're a skeptic of astrology and you're like, you know, I'm a Leo, but I don't feel like I'm very like attention, like all on me, like la la la, like I hate attention, like that. First of all, that's not all that there is to being a Leo sun, but there's an entire chart that makes up who you are. So you may not relate a lot to the Leo aspect in your chart, even though it's your sun sign. You may have really heavy water placements that overtake that fire energy. So I'm going on a tangent here. But anyways, personally, I like to look up my sun, moon, and rising and track that on a calendar. So that is exactly what I'm going to walk you through and show you. So come along with me, and if you are interested in doing this and trying it for yourself, I will have Annabelle's article linked down below along with her Instagram. So here is my little wall calendar. I do wish it was bigger because sometimes it's hard to fit all three things into the space. But I did just get like, I think I got this back in July or something, so it was only a couple of dollars at Office Max or Staples, one of those stores. You can easily find these online, but again, I would recommend one that's like a little bit bigger if you plan on tracking for your sun, moon, and rising. It's just personally what I like to look at and track and see how they compare and contrast, especially because my sun and rising are opposites. They're sister signs. But anyways, another thing that I did, because I really want to start paying attention to the different days of the week and their planetary alignments, and seeing what days I'm most productive, and seeing if it aligns with the different placements and characteristics of that planet. So I have sun is Sunday, Monday is Moon Day, Tuesday is Mars Day, Wednesday is Mercury, Thursday is Jupiter Day, Friday is Venus Day, Saturday is Saturn Day. So what's interesting about this is that it can be said that a lot of people don't like Mondays because it's actually Moon Day, and the moon is about being introspective, being alone with yourself, kind of focusing on your emotions, rest. So that's kind of why a lot of us don't tend to love Mondays and starting our work week on a day that should be more so on a day of rest. So another thing I want to point out before we get started are these journals and trackers by the brand Make and I. I've used them. This is my second year now using this book. So I'm going to show you, because I already have the one for 2023, but for comparison, they come in 2 different sizes. The sage green is a new color for 2023, and it is the full size. And I wasn't sure if the full size was too big, because that's what I used in 2021. So for 2022, I wanted to try their pocket journal. So this is the size of the pocket journal. And I'm just going to show you what is inside here and why I like it. So each month you have a page with beautiful artwork, and then it kind of gives you the main happenings, important transits, which is what we're going to be writing down and tracking today, the different moons, events that are happening, the theme of the month, and also you also don't need to know anything about astrology to use this either. So here it kind of like gives you your day-to-day of what to expect for the month. And then as you can see, I haven't done the best job of tracking, but it does give you space to write, you know, and journal what you're doing throughout your day. And then it has like these little goals that relate to a whole like there's so much to these journals. They're so in depth. And what I also like is that there's a space for your monthly goals, a space for the intentions you want to set for the start of each new month, and then you can break down your goals into very palatable and actionable steps to make them realistic. So I really like this aspect of the journal. Like the first part of it, there's just so much information. You can literally map out your birth chart if you wanted to. It goes over how to use this chart, and then here it has an astrological reference guide. It has the different houses and keywords for the houses. It has all the planets and what each planet rules and what the keywords are, and then here it shows you the days of the week associated with the planets. And then, you know, we have our different signs over here with keywords, qualities, elements, and, you know, if they're cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So there's just so much information here. And here we have the different aspects for transits that we're going to be tracking this month. It goes over what a void moon is, what the eclipses are, what the different cardinal, fixed, and mutable signs are and the qualities of them. It has moon phases. Like, there is just so much in this journal. You're getting a lot in here. It also helps you track your menstrual cycle and how it connects to the moon. So that I think is very interesting, and I love that. But I also want to go over the new journal because they have a flora theme for this new 2023 journal. These are just so gorgeous, and I don't think the price is that bad at all for everything that you're getting. And it says that the 2023 edition is inspired by the incredible world of fungi and how they believe that fungi is nature's true alchemist. So here you can see it's very similar with what last year's journal was. It explains how to work with the moon. And here are kind of like the goals that were on the daily pages. So optimate times to life guide. So it kind of, you know, explains creativity here. Maybe you're more business oriented on this day. Your energy is up. So it tracks the different aspects in a very unique way. There are even pages to track your period in this journal, which I really like. They also have like a period calendar, and I've gotten that before, and it's nice just to see like how consistent your period is with what phase of the moon. I was like on the full moon for the longest time, and now I'm with the new moon. So here is kind of like the newness of it, the mycology, fungi, and the heavens. So there's just so much to read, and it goes over the different benefits of the different mushrooms and how they associate with every single sign. Like, there's just so much information in here. It is super cool. I highly recommend you check it out. It has a little strap, and then it has 2 spaces for bookmarks. The pages are gold foil, and here you can see you have a lot more room to journal. So anyways, enough with that. Let's get this on paper and get going with this. So I mentioned that I like using Annabelle Gatt's horoscopes from Vice.com. So here I have the website, I have her website and her Instagram linked down below. But here I just have my sun sign pulled up, which is Aries. So it's just a nice article depicting what to expect, and just her wording and storytelling is really nice and beautiful. So I kind of take the keywords and the different aspects out of all these beautiful paragraphs and add them to the calendar. I also like to keep things color coordinated. So writing the aspects, I use a blue pen so it stands out, and then I use colors that I associate with my placements. So my sun sign is Aries, so I have this dark red. My moon sign is in Scorpio, so I like this darker green for Scorpio. And then Libra, of course, I have to use pink. So that's kind of how I differentiate what is in the horoscope based on each sign. So let's get started. I'm going to talk you through the first day, and then we'll get through the rest of it. So on December 1st, on Thursday, we had Venus opposing Mars, Mercury squaring Neptune, Venus sextile Saturn. See, this is where this calendar is a little bit too small, because now I have to fit keywords for all three of my sun, moon, and rising on this space when there's a lot of transits happening. So I'm actually going to quickly fill this out and then talk about what today is and what aspects we'll be experiencing today. The forecast for today, December 3rd, we have Neptune retrograde is over, Sun is trining Chiron, which is like the healer, and for my sun sign in Aries, the forecast says Neptune in Pisces retrograde is over. Slow down and stop overbooking yourself. Focus on rest and relaxation. Take a break from your hard work. Indulge in an escape of some kind. For my Scorpio moon, it says December 3rd brings an inspiring, magical, whimsical atmosphere that's lovely for romance, making art, and generally escaping your everyday routine and having fun. And lastly, for my Libra rising, it says imagination is especially strong at this time. So for me today, I'm sticking pretty close to routine and being disciplined with it. So this is a reminder for me to spend the evening, once I'm done getting this video edited and upload for all of you, to spend my evening just having fun, like whimsical fantasy stuff that reminds me of playing The Sims, which I haven't done in quite a while. So that's just, you know, these calendars give you little reminders and what you can expect for your day. And it just helps you stay organized and stay on top of everything. Also, with the sun trining with Chiron, that means that this could be a good day for healing, rest, and relaxation, which was kind of reflected in the forecast for today. What I shortened down to my little square is Neptune in retrograde is over, the sun trining Chiron, slow down, rest, recover, indulge and escape, magical, whimsical atmosphere, create art, escape routine, have fun. Imagination is strong at this time. So that's kind of how you can break down these paragraphs into a couple key words to have for every day. So what I especially love about this is that I can be going about my day today and being really stuck in routine and being very disciplined. However, if I look at the astrology, it's really calling for me to slow down, rest, and recover, to have some escapism, to jump into my creativity. And even though this is content creation and I do get to create a video, I get to be creative with my editing, I get to upload, I get to share on social media. I created a reel today as well over on my Instagram and TikTok. So I am creating, but to me, this is like really based in Saturn, which is funny because today is Saturn day. So I am feeling the discipline of Saturn and the discipline in my creativity. But looking at this calendar, it's a reminder to, like, you know, it's okay to put a pause on this, and it's okay to like reward myself and do things that I enjoy and to do things that make me happy. So without having this astrological map laid out for me, I wouldn't have that reminder of today is a good day for creativity. Today is a good day for escapism. Today is a good day to kind of like take it easy and rest and not be so hard on myself. So I really like these astrological messages because they're just good reminders for us, for ourselves. It's certainly not rigid rules that you have to live your life by, and like on this day, like you will, like on the first day it says a possible financial decision. It doesn't mean like you must make a financial decision today. It's just saying that it's something that could be a possibility, because we do have agency and free will, and what we do with our day and how our day goes is ultimately up to us and how we choose to spend it. But I like this because it gives us a heads up of what may be coming. Like if I'm having a really difficult day and things are just feeling hard, I can look and see like, oh, this is Mercury pre-shadow period for retrograde. Like things are hard today. Communication is hard today because this transit is happening. Or I can be like in such an elated mood and be like, oh my gosh, for once, like the energy doesn't feel so heavy. I can go to my calendar and see, oh, the transits are actually super pleasant today and really magical. So I like using this just as a reminder to see what's going on in the astrological realm, and as a way to kind of connect to the astral realm, so to say. I encourage you to do this regardless how much you believe in astrology or not. It's just a fun way to track your month and just have reminders of self-care, or, you know, reminders of being gentle with yourself. If you're having a bad day, you can come and look at this calendar and see the transits was really rough, or like, you know, a lot of miscommunication happened today, or there was like a really high chance for gossip, or people over exaggerating, or people missing deadlines and mix-ups at work. So it's just, you know, a nice reminder that it's not just you individually, that collectively we are all experiencing things and going through things ourselves. So that's why I really truly love tracking my calendar every month. I don't necessarily do it every month, but I try my best to be really consistent with it, because I do see it as a useful tool in my day-to-day self-care and astrological study. You'll see here in a minute that there was a lot to write for the last astrological happening in the month on December 29th, because it is the start of Mercury retrograde. So there was a lot of information, and luckily there isn't much astrological movement on the 30th and 31st. So I'm just going to go over some information on Mercury retrograde, because it doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a pain in the butt. It actually seems like it might be a more pleasant Mercury retrograde, dare I say. But for Aries, it says that it's going to create an inspiring, fun, and charming start to what's often regarded as a tricky retrograde. You may be in the public eye, or simply enjoying a renewed interest in your career. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn reminds you renegotiating how you interact with the public. You're reintroducing yourself to the world, and your reputation undergoes a shift at this time. Double check your itinerary and keep things flexible. You could be revisiting old career goals or projects, or reconnecting with people from your past. That's a lot to pick out the keywords to fit into a couple. So, you know, it took the whole block. And then for Scorpios during this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, it says that not only is Mercury retrograde starting, but Mercury is also meeting Venus too, creating an inspiring, sweet, and friendly energy. Patience is the theme of this Mercury retrograde in Capricorn. Pick up projects that have been put on the back burner. This Mercury retrograde can be very productive. Messages that have been lost may find their way to you. And then lastly, for Libra, for Mercury retrograde, it just says good news may be shared with your personal life. You could be revisiting the past, connecting with family, childhood friends, or your heritage. Slow down and reconsider things. So one thing to say with this calendar is that you notice that there might be like a lot of red for Aries, and then a little less for Scorpio, and then even less for Libra. And that's because there is repetition between some of the signs with what is happening and how the themes are going to affect you, because there's going to be an overarching theme. For example, with Mercury retrograde in Capricorn, and no matter what your sign is, you're going to be feeling similar themes, but those are the nuance differences between them. So it doesn't look like the rest of this month is going to be too unpleasant at all. For myself speaking, I see a lot of creative energy, a lot of reminders to actually stay grounded, because I am supposed to be connecting with my intuition and deepening my spiritual bonds. So staying grounded is going to be a good way to do that. Also to have like this creative energy, but to not let it consume me in paranoia. And I think that that relates to, you know, don't let your good ideas turn into self-doubt or paranoia that you can't accomplish it. Scorpio had a lot about financial decisions and money, which was really interesting. A lot of stuff during this week, middle of the month, is to look out for people's big egos getting in the way of things. So I see a lot of growth, big plans, and transformation for this month in December. You go ahead and look up what your astrological forecast is for the month of December. Let me know what stands out to you and what your sun sign is, because I would love to connect and learn more about all of you who are watching my videos. If you would like to see more of my videos, I do have a Vlogmas playlist linked up above and also in the description box as well. I am doing a mix of makeup content, but I'm also doing a lot of self-care, and filling out this calendar is a practice of self-care for me. So I like sharing self-care, focusing on mental health. So that's kind of what I'm going to be sharing for this holiday season, how we can spark some joy in our lives and do things that keep us happy. So if you're interested in that, be sure to subscribe. And if you aren't seeing my content or my videos, make sure that you're looking at the subscription tab on the YouTube app, and that everyone that you're subscribed to should have their videos there in chronological order. So now that that spiel is done and out of the way with, you can look at the description box to see where else you can connect with me. Let me know. And if you have rude thoughts about astrology, remember to be kind. Constructive criticism is welcome, but do not be rude or dismissive to other people, because this is a safe space and a space for kindness. So, as always, thank you so much for your time and energy in this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye, everyone.